For more content like this, log on to GibboPresents.com.
It's Gibbo, and right now I'm joined by a vocalist, producer, and entrepreneur. Hailing from Brooklyn, New York, his name is Ricky Blaze. Ricky, how are you?
How you doing, Gibbo, sir?
Very well, thanks. Your new single, Pull It, was released just a few days ago. So, to start with, take me back to when you wrote and recorded this song. What was on your mind at the time? What was it inspired by?
Well, at the time, I was kind of like putting some time into working on an album. You know, just of stuff that I like. I love dubstep. I love roots and rock steady. You know, I love good reggae music, and I wanted to kind of have that represent my sound and where I wanted to go with this Ricky Blaze dancehall album that I was trying to build with a little fusion of R&B, you know, or a little fusion of hip hop, but you know, really like dub and just drum and bass and them type of flows. So I had the record Overrated, which was featured Cranium and Shaggy, and you know, I wanted people to know that, like, you know, that was my style, like, you know, that like it's not just, you know, a get lucky kind of flow, you know, it's something that, like, you know, I frequently do. So Pull It was like the follow-up to Overrated. Yeah.
It is similar in some ways to Overrated. How would you describe the sound of Pull It to someone who hadn't heard it?
Drum and bass, very melodic. Definitely reggae feel, but it's not like it's not your usual everyday dance hall kind of record, you know.
Can you
different vibe to it?
Can you talk me through the challenges of making music that not only appeals to a dancehall audience, but that also crosses over and appeals to a wider audience? Is this something that you ever think about when you're putting together a track?
Not really. I mean, like, my history of, like, you know, just the way how I grew up. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Kings County Hospital, but you know, my family's from Jamaica. My mother, my father, my whole entire family, and then like being from East Flatbush, living in East Flatbush is heavy populated by like Caribbean people, you know. So I grew up with the Caribbean culture in me, but at the same time, I'm American at blood. So, you know, I was also, you know, fascinated with, like, you know, the SWVs and the new additions and you know, the new kids on the block and those type of music when I was growing up, and you know, hip hop, Lost Boys, and you know, different type of stuff, Biggie Smalls, like, so like I know the American side of music, and you know, I was a big Michael Jackson fan. I love pop music, so to fuse those things into my music is a natural thing for me to do, you know.
A few weeks ago, you made a post on Instagram promoting Pull It, and the caption read, "Timing is everything." Can you explain to me why you feel timing is so important, and why was now the right time to drop the single?
I mean, sometimes in life, like, things just happen and it stops you from certain things, and sometimes people look at it as like, John was star, like, that nothing happened. Like, sometimes you have to just understand that, like, God make everything happens for a reason, and like, you know, if it's your time to shine, or if it's your time for people to really see what you're about, you know, it'll prevail itself, you know. And that's why my new tape I'm having a new dancehall compilation album dropping November 20th called Conquer the Moment. Pull It is a song featured off of it. And it's just it's production. It's all produced by me. Just me alone. I produced and mixed all the records and worked with all the artists on it. And it's different records from different artists, but it's just the level of production skills and just the sound that I'm bringing. I feel like now is the time to like really like stand out and show people what we're doing as young youths. You have Cranium, which is he represents Queens. I represent Brooklyn. We as young dance hall youths in New York City doing it. I feel like the time is now to let the world really see us.
Has the track list been finalized for Conquer the Moments? Who else is featured on there?
I have a couple of records from a couple of people. Egyptian. I have a Marshall Montano record. I have a Fambo record on it. Some other people on it. I'm still putting the track listing together. Some of the records is featured with me as an artist, and then there's records on it that like is just produced by me. Majority of it is like that, just produced by me and arranged by me. But I have 1 or 2 records that like, being that like I'm not putting out a self album yet. I'll just drop 1 or 2 records, that I have for myself personally as an artist. I'll drop it on the project,
October the 16th has been announced as the release date for Cranium's much anticipated album Rumours, and you are one of only 2 producers, along with LMR Pro, who are featured on the project. How many tracks did you actually produce for the album?
5.
5.
Records.
Do you think it says a lot about Cranium, the fact that he stuck with just you and LMR Pro, despite the fact he could have pretty much had any producer he liked with on that album?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really dope. It gives the creative levels of the producers more to work with. And not only that, it gives the fans more of an insight of how it is when artists choose to like, solely have like 1 or 2 producers. And a lot of artists now are doing that. If you notice, Future just put out a whole mixtape with Metro Boom and thing, or Drake and 40. Like, it works like that sometimes, when you have a whole bunch of producers, just like a whole bunch of sounds on it, and it just sounds like all over the place, and it's no like full direction. I can definitely say this album is worth buying and listening to. Like we crafted it like from different point of views. We crafted it from a fan point of view. I drove in my car, didn't think about a song on it that I produced, and just kind of like rode around and like listened to it from start to end, every song, from the songs that I produced to LMR songs to everything that's on it. And it's a really cool album, it's a nice feel to it. And I must say, like, we definitely we gave you an urban twist and an underground twist, and then we also gave you an international vibe with it. Like, for instance, like we have the song Stamina, that's more like a island type of pop vibe, up tempo, Stamina, very cool for the ladies. And then we have another song called Rumors, which is also the name of the album, which is produced by me, which is it's a little bit of dubstep with like R&B and like reggae soul. Like it's a lot of fusions in the album. So like, we definitely like we took time and we worked as a team. Like I'm usually working by myself, so just working with LMR and just working with Pee Wee and Pierre and just everybody putting in different inputs and just helping to make this effort. It was a great opportunity.
It's a busy period for you right now. Another important date is October the 9th. you're set to release Girl Like You, featuring
Good.
Conscience and Wayne Wonder. That's a co-production, you and DJ Nori. Did
Yeah.
Nori come up with the concept and then say, Maestro, work your magic?
Well, all right. Originally, I released, because the name of the rhythm, I was gonna make it a juggling rhythm, and the name of the rhythm was Bashment Gal rhythm, and I was originally gonna I had Mr. Easy on it. Mr. Easy, he had the song Bashment Gal on the rhythm. So DJ Nori came by the studio, and we were vibing for a little bit, and like him heard, and like he must say, "Yo, this tough." Like there was a good vibe to it, and I could see Wayne on it. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I don't know Wayne personally, so if you can make a link and help structure the record with Wayne, I'm good with it. And he was like, no, let's make it like a collaboration. Let's put Conscience on it also, and make it like a collab. And I was like, yo, I don't know Conscience neither like that, so make it happen. And he reached out to the guys, and he sent back their stems, and when I heard it, I definitely got the vibe of what I pictured Wayne doing on the record, and then Conscience gave it the new school vibe, so it's like an old school mix with a new school twist. And I just made sure I mixed it the way I mixed it, and it came out great. So so far so good. It hasn't dropped on iTunes yet. 20,000 plays on SoundCloud, so it's pretty decent. It's picking up.
Your nickname, the Maestro, who came up with it? When was this? What's the story behind it?
Well, the Maestro is kind of like a acronym for my hip hop persona that I have. So the Maestro, and I kind of like just I stuck with the name because that's mainly how I work. Like I'm the coordinator of my show. Like everything that you hear is produced by me. Everything that you hear mixed a certain way is mixed by me. So like I sit down and I really like strategically put these records together. So I kind of like stuck with the name Maestro because of that reason, and
it fits.
It fits. So I have a project coming out called While Waiting for the Show. It's like a hip hop R&B type of mixtape with the name the Maestro. So and I really like also stuck with the name because like when people hear Ricky Blaze, they think dancehall, they think reggae music, they think Brooklyn, they have it in that category of dancehall. So I want people to take this side of the music that I want to do serious. So I wanted to give them something new, so when they start, they would give it a listen before they automatically put it in that box. Okay, who's the Maestro? Or what is this? All right, and they listen to it. They get it. They either like it or they don't. But it still gives them an option instead of just putting it in a box to say it's dancehall, or it's this or it's that.
Have you been working with any Brooklyn artists, any New York artists on that hip hop project?
Have I been
working with any Brooklyn artists, any hip hop artists?
Just started reaching out to a few people, so I'll see when they send back their verses. I've been trying to reach out. I wouldn't want to name drop yet, especially if I don't know if I want to get back a verse. But I'll definitely Gibbo, you gonna be first to know, so I got you.
That's what I like to hear.
Yes, brother, of course.
You're pretty active on Instagram, but most of the time it's just promotional posts. There was one post which you made a few weeks ago which stuck out to me. The caption reads, "Act like they're your friends and they want to see you win when they only want what they can get. LOL, smarter than them. Hashtag 10 steps higher. Hashtag overrated." Can you explain what prompted this post? Was there something that happened to you or a particular situation?
I mean, it's just life, you know. Like, I'm not a dude, you know. I only have 8,000 followers or change, and I'm cool with that, you know. And it might go less, you know. But my thing is, I don't feel like I have to post, you know, a picture with me holding $100,000 for you to respect me. If you can't respect me for my talent and my craft, then I really don't care, you know. So, you know, that's my whole thing. I'm a cool guy. I'm very far back. Sometimes people see my persona and they feel like, oh, him hype and him this and him feel himself. But I just know my lane, you know. Like, I stay in my lane. You know, I try not to step on people's toes because, like, I don't like when people step on my toes. So I try to hold my corners. But, like, you know, in the business that we're working in, you know, it's a lot of people that, like, you know, they're fake. And you know, I'm a Leo, you know, so, like, I'm a loyal person. I'm a heart person. I deal with feelings sometimes, and sometimes I get it misconstrued, and, you know, it happens in life. You know, sometimes you deal with feelings and emotions with things, and you just have to remember it's just business, you know. So, you know, sometimes people just feel like they can get the best of you, but you're already on to them. So 10 steps higher, you know.
As your name and reputation grows all the time, do you feel people are only getting in contact with you when they want something from you, when they're trying to use you, when they're trying to?
Yeah. This is it's life. It's life. You know what I mean? You're gonna have people linking Gibbo left, right, and center because they know Gibbo is that guy that is giving the world the information that they need from the people that they need to hear it from, you know. So, you know, everybody want to be on that wave, but, like, you know, a couple of years ago, if Gibbo was to reach out to some people before Gibbo became Gibbo Presents, it would be hard for Gibbo to get an interview, you know. Now, Gibbo, anything you need, man, what you need? I'm good, I'm looking at your camera. You know what I mean? Like, it gets like that. So, you know, is a part of life, but you just have to understand also, you know, when they taking what they need to take, make sure you're taking what you need to take, you know, make sure it's worth it for you also, you know. And yeah, man, I had a lot of, like, you know, I was always in this business. I started as a DJ, a selector in Brooklyn, running around, and, you know, I play a song and them thing there, and I talk on microphone, and, you know, playing alongside Steel, Bashment, and Firelinks, and Mataran, and all the biggest selectors you could imagine. And then I made the transition to become a producer at, like, around age 17. You know, I produced Batman Forward, Batman Pull Up. That was my first record I ever produced. I used Fruity Loops and I produced it, and that was where everything started for me. The Ding Dong Batman Forward. And you know, I went from there, and then I produced a couple of other dancing songs. Like, I produced the Energy Rhythm from Maestro, from Pasa Pasa. I did mad, like, little stuff. You know, I was working with this group called Meritol. Did some dancing songs for them, and, you know, we kind of had that thing going on. And then I became an artist myself, you know, after I built my recording studio. This was like 2007. So I produced Batman Fall in 2006, and, like, 2007, I built my recording studio. And, you know, I took time to, like, you know, build my craft and build my brand of, you know, where I saw it going. Yeah, and, like, you know, even with DJs like Mr. C and DJ Enough and those guys, like, supported my music in the beginning, because, like, you know, I showed them that, like, you know, I was serious about what I was doing. I wasn't DJing in the clubs. Like, I fully, like, stopped playing at the clubs, and, like, kind of, like, put time and energy into, like, producing, and, like, started reading, like, articles and like looking up things about music and researching and like just doing my homework and learning things about music, and then that also helped me to kind of, give people a better description of my sound and how I fuse music, by learning. So like, it's just been coming from far, and then like, I made the transition from just doing dance hall and stuff like that to like making universal music and working with artists like Santi Gold or like making Egyptian into like an international artist. Like that's a big accomplishment for me, who else? Or producing like 3 of like the baddest vibes cartels in the world. Like that's a big thing for me. Touch a Button, Get Gal Easy, This Man from 90s. What else? And the list goes on and on and on. Like like there's tons of records. Like and then there's ghost production I do. I did the center forward rhythm for DJ Frost. Did the lighters, Octane featuring Elaine. So like I do a ton of stuff, man, in all kinds of different lanes. I got some stuff coming out with Ultra Music, some house music stuff with Shelly, one of my house artists that's signed to my production label, FME Recordings. Got another artist, Alexis Rose. She's an R&B artist. And, she's been getting great feedback. Have a great record out right now, Cranium, Left Out. So got these different projects. Got the Siva, Ding Dong Siva record. I produced that. That's current in Jamaica right now. Trabas, I got 2 records from him, You Alone, and this other record called Make Love. What else? And Us. That's another record featuring Alexis Rose. He got yeah, man, and just got new singles coming from a ton of different artists. I got a Culture Rhythm coming with Morgan Heritage, Natural Blacks, Egyptian.
Ricky, do you ever sleep? You have an extremely extensive resume for such a young man.
Working on Chronic's album, doing some stuff with Major Lazer. Shout out to Diplo, them. Yeah, like it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, man. I just try to keep it going. This is all I know, like music. So just progress.
Pull It, the new single from Ricky Blaze, is out now on Frequent Flyer Records. Make sure you go check it out and support good music. Ricky, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Gibbo, man, and people stay tuned. My Instagram is @RickyBlazeTV, and make sure you always stay locked on to Gibbo Presents for all of the latest news. My name is Ricky Blaze.
Gibbo presents